Hello, I'm Emily from Effortless English School, and in today's lesson, I'm going to help you, yes, you finally start thinking in English. You heard me right. It's time to stop translating in your head and instead start thinking directly in English and speaking it with confidence. Are you ready? Let's jump right into it. Tip number 1. Surround yourself with English. Let me explain. This means you need to immerse yourself in English-speaking environments as much as possible. You can do this by watching movies in English, listening to English music, reading books, or even YouTube videos, all in English. The more you expose yourself to the language, the easier it will be to think in English naturally. Let me tell you something that will encourage you. When I was teaching English in South Korea, I met thousands of students, but there was one student I will never forget. He walked into my classroom, started speaking English, and honestly, I thought to myself, why is he even in my class? That's how amazing his English was. His pronunciation was perfect. His ideas were organized. The way he spoke blew me away. So I asked him, have you ever lived abroad? Did you study in America? And he said, no, I've never lived or studied abroad. I was shocked. I asked, then how did you learn to speak English so well? And do you know what he told me? This exact tip. He surrounded himself with English every day, watching English movies, YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, and more. Over time, his brain adapted. His English became natural. So even if you live in a place where no one speaks English, don't worry. You can still improve. Just surround yourself with English consistently, and your mind will start to think in English too. Tip number 2. Speak out loud. Yes, speak out loud. Whenever you can, talk to yourself in English. Describe your surroundings. Say out loud what you're doing. Imagine you're explaining your day to a friend. The point is not to sound perfect, but to train your brain to form sentences in English automatically. Even if you live alone, that's okay. In fact, it's even better. You won't feel shy. You could be sitting in your kitchen saying, I'm boiling water. I'm making breakfast. I feel happy today. I'm going to work now. When you speak out loud, you force yourself to organize your thoughts in English before you say them. That's the key. And remember, don't mumble. Don't whisper. Speak clearly and with confidence. Pull your shoulders back and believe in yourself. I believe in you, and you need to believe in yourself too. Tip number 3. Use images. Instead of translating words into your native language, connect English words with images. Create flashcards. Look at a picture and ask yourself, what's the English word for this? Describe it. When I taught English to soldiers on a military base in Korea, I used pictures. They loved it. It made learning fun and helped them remember vocabulary faster. There's a reason it works. Using images activates a different part of your brain. It connects words with meaning, not just translations. So from now on, when you learn a new word, attach it to a picture in your mind. That way, the next time you see that object, the English word will come naturally. Tip number 4. Think in English during daily activities. When you're doing something simple, washing dishes, walking to work, driving, narrate your actions in English. For example, I'm turning on the tap. I'm washing my hands. There's a red car ahead. I'm going to call my mom now. This is exactly what I did when I was learning Korean in South Korea. Whenever I took a taxi, I'd think in Korean. He's turning left. He's going straight. He's stopping at the traffic light. You can do the same in English. Narrate your life in real time. It's a simple, powerful way to train your brain to think automatically in English. Tip number 5. Practice thinking in English during quiet moments. This is one of my favorites. In your quiet moments, when you're calm, alone, and relaxed, use that time to think in English. Why is this so powerful? Because many learners feel nervous when speaking English. Your heart beats faster, your hands sweat, and your mind goes blank. But if you use calm moments to think in English, your brain starts to associate the language with relaxation, not stress. You can think about your day, your friends, your goals. Describe someone you love. Picture a memory. Use English words in your mind to express your feelings. Over time, you'll stay calm and collected even when speaking English to others. Tip number 6. Avoid using translation apps too much. Now listen carefully. I'm not saying translation apps are bad. They can be helpful. But if you rely on them too much, it will actually slow down your ability to think in English. Here's what I want you to do. Challenge yourself. Try to express what you want to say using the English words you already know, even if you don't remember the perfect word. It's okay. Find another way to say it. Let me tell you a story. Just recently, in one of my online classes, a new student joined. I could see she was searching for a word. She looked at me, hoping I'd help, but I just smiled and waited. I could tell she was thinking hard, trying to find an alternative way to express her idea. And guess what? She did it. She didn't find the exact word she wanted, but she used different words to express the same idea. I smiled, and she smiled too. She was so proud. That's what happens when you stop relying on translation and start using the English already inside your mind. So remember, you don't need to look up every word immediately. Try first, then check later. Tip number 7. Use context clues. When you see or hear an unfamiliar English word, don't panic. Don't freeze. Instead, look at the context. What's happening in the sentence? What's the situation? Can you guess the meaning from what's around it? This is a powerful way to train your brain to understand English naturally without always needing a translation. For example, imagine someone says, "I was exhausted after the hike, so I took a nap." Even if you don't know the word exhausted, you can guess it means very tired, right? Because of the words around it, after the hike, took a nap. So trust your brain. Use the clues. Practice the skill, and you'll start thinking faster in English. Tip number 8. Keep a journal. This one is very special to me. I love journaling. I keep several journals for my work, my prayers, my ideas, and yes, even for my English. I want you to start writing a journal in English, a few lines every day. It doesn't have to be long or perfect. Write about your day. What did I do today? How do I feel? What do I want to do tomorrow? When you write your thoughts in English, you force your brain to organize ideas in English. That's powerful. And the more you do it, the more fluent your thinking becomes. Plus, you'll improve your writing skills too. So go get a notebook and start today. One sentence is enough. Just be consistent. Tip number 9. Engage in conversations with native speakers. Now I know this can feel scary, but trust me, native English speakers are usually very friendly. Look at me. I'm smiling at you right now. We love having conversations. Don't be shy. Even if you don't live in an English-speaking country, you can still find people online to talk with. Join Facebook groups, English forums, language exchange apps. There are many ways. The key is to practice real conversations, because speaking with others will push your brain to think quickly in English. And if you make mistakes, it's okay. That's how we learn. The more you talk, the more confident you'll become. So go ahead and start that conversation. Tip number 10. Be patient and persistent. This is the final and maybe the most important tip. Thinking in English is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time to develop. You might feel frustrated. You might feel like you're not improving. But please, my friend, don't give up. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. You are doing something amazing learning a new language, rewiring your brain to think in a different way. That's incredible. So every day, keep practicing, even when it's hard. And remember this phrase, practice makes progress. Not perfection, progress. You're improving step by step. I believe in you, and I want you to believe in yourself too. Hey, are you still there? Well then, you know what time it is. It's story time. Yes, you heard me. It's story time, and today's story is also about thinking. Now, there's something really interesting about us women. We are uniquely wired in a very special way. Guys, we love you too, but hear me out for a second. You see, there's something I've noticed over and over again. Women have this amazing ability to understand each other, sometimes without even saying a word. Let me explain. When I was teaching a very early morning English class in South Korea at 6 a.m., to be exact, I had 4 regular students, 3 men and 1 woman. But on this particular morning, only 2 of them showed up, 1 guy and the woman. They were both lovely people, so I decided to skip the normal lesson and just have a casual conversation with them in English, just to relax and connect. During the chat, the guy started talking about his wife. And as we tried to explain how women think, he looked so confused. He couldn't understand us at all. So I said, okay, stop right there. I want to show you something. Let's say his name was James. I looked at him and said, James, I'm going to prove something to you. Now keep in mind, this woman was Korean. I'm African American. We came from totally different cultures, spoke different native languages, and had no secret code. But I looked into her eyes and said nothing. We just sat there, staring at each other, silent, for about 10 seconds. Then I said, and I turned my head back to James. He looked stunned. Then I turned to the woman and said, "Tell him what I just said." And she did. Exactly. Word for word. She described the exact thought I had in my head. James just sat there, eyes wide open, like, what just happened? We both laughed, because to us, it was totally normal. We felt each other's thoughts. We knew what the other was thinking. Now, of course, I used to do this all the time with my American girlfriends, but this was a Korean woman. And we still connected instantly, without words. I really believe it's a gift from God. And just as a fun side note, whenever we play mental games in a group, and it's men versus women, the women always win. Not because the guys aren't smart, they are, but because women have this special ability to communicate without words, especially with our best friends. My best friend and I can have full conversations from across the room without saying a single thing. So guys, be careful. But seriously, this story reminds me how powerful the mind is, how much we can communicate, even without words, and how much we can train our thinking. If you can think in sync with someone else, surely you can train your brain to think in English too. So keep going. Keep practicing. You are doing great. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and this story. Remember, I'm Emily from Effortless English School, and I'm always here to help you speak English confidently, naturally, and effortlessly. I'll see you in the next lesson. Until then, keep thinking in English.